Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have probably one of the most ridiculous shows we produced all year long. But before we even get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, you guys know Nick Wright is one of the biggest trolls that we have going in sports. Like, it's not even a question. Nick Wright is easily one of the biggest trolls we got going in the sports media business, but he's found a way to troll with a straight face, right? He has a suit, he has a beard, he looks like somebody serious. So whenever he speaks, for some reason or the other, some people decide to take Nick Wright's point seriously. I don't know why. Like, maybe I need to grow a beard, put on a suit every single day. Maybe some of y'all will start taking me seriously. I don't know. But as you guys know, Team USA is embarking on another quest to win another gold medal, right? And in the midst of that, there have been various storylines that have been coming out of that. You've been seeing some of the games that they played against South Sudan, against Germany. LeBron came up pretty big for the team there. Then they released the information that I think the players voted, and they voted LeBron James as the best player on the team. No problem, whatever. That's their freedom. That's their right. They can say whatever the hell they want to say. But then Nick Wright, in typical Nick Wright fashion, decided to take it a step further. He decided that, look, the level of insanity that I've been displaying over the last few years isn't enough. The honey rubbing is just not enough, and I think it's time that I take it to the next level. And that's exactly what Nick Wright did on his podcast, right? Nick Wright went on his podcast, and I believe he was hosting it with his son, or his son was a moderator. I don't know. I'm assuming so. And he goes on to give, I believe, his most insane take of the 2024 calendar that just proves that Nick Wright is just, he's just an absolute lunatic when it comes to these LeBron James takes. And some of you guys may be wondering, what did he say? Nick Wright had the nerve to say that he believes that LeBron James is the best American player that the United States currently has. For those of you who didn't hear what Nick Wright had to say, I want to play for you now. Take a listen to this madness.
Instead, he's the best player. And if you were to ask me, under this context, Amanze, full health, rested, is there an American basketball player that I think is better than LeBron James on this team or otherwise? The answer is no.
At this moment?
I don't. This moment. Yeah, I don't think there's an... I don't. So here's the thing. If you want to say in the rankings of players, right? And I know Shea's not an American, but we'll include him. Take out the big three. Giannis, Jokic, Luka. Take those three guys out, okay? Any other player in the league, if you want to say, well, because LeBron can't do it 80 nights a year because of his age, because he's more of an injury risk than some of these guys because of his age, I am going to have Jalen Brunson above LeBron on my player hierarchy. Fine. I'll agree, disagree, whatever. I'll listen to it. That's a separate question. If the question is this, we've got 3 games in the next 10 days. I'm guaranteeing you health for everyone involved. Other than the big 3, Jokic, Luka, Giannis. Of every basketball player alive, who is your top draft pick? The fact that the answer to that question might very well be LeBron James at age 39 headed into year 22 is so incomprehensible, folks don't even want to acknowledge that that's what's happening. How can anyone we are watching LeBron on a team with Jason Tatum. Does anyone actually think Tatum's better at basketball if they're both healthy? We're watching him on a team with Steph Curry. You know who doesn't think Steph Curry's better than LeBron? Steph Curry. We're watching him on a team with Anthony Edwards. You know who thinks the best player on that team is LeBron James? Anthony Edwards. The only guy who seems to have real questions about it is Joel Embiid. with his insane quotes he's giving out when Embiid right now should lose his starting spot to Anthony Davis, who has probably been the second best player on Team USA.
What did Embiid say?
It is truly unreal that LeBron is the best player on Team USA at this point, at this stage of his career, at this stage, at this age.
So you heard what Nick Wright had to say. He believes that LeBron James is currently the best player that the USA has to offer. Before producing this show, we decided to run a poll. 2 polls, actually. The first poll was the following, and we asked the audience. You guys can go there and vote. We published this poll about 39 minutes ago. By the time you guys see it, it'll be hours since it's been out, so make sure you vote. We asked the following question. Who's the Lakers' best player? Out of the 700 people that have voted, 30% voted for LeBron, 70% voted for Anthony Davis. If you watch the Lakers play, it is clear to see that Anthony Davis is the best player on that team. Like, it's clear. When they were talking about the Nuggets series, the game changer that we're talking about was who? Anthony Davis, right? That's the person. He's the X factor. So it is clear that LeBron is not even the best player on his own team. Then I put up another poll, and the poll was the following. Who's the best American basketball player? So far, about 400 people have voted. 36% voted for Anthony Edwards. 13% voted for Jason Tatum. 32% voted for LeBron James, 13% voted for Jaylen Brown, and 6% voted for Joel Embiid. Right? And I think some people are voting for Joel Embiid like that because of his injuries. Here are my current top 10 players in the NBA. We even go to top 12. Top 10 players in the NBA. All right? The top 10 players are the following. My view. Nikola Jokic at number 1. Giannis Antetokounmpo number 2. Luka Doncic at number 3. Joel Embiid at number 4. SGA at number 5. Anthony Edwards at number 6. John Morant at number 7. Jason Tatum at number 8. Anthony Davis at number 9. Jaylen Brown at number 10. LeBron James at number 11. Kevin Durant at number 12. That's where I stopped the list. Right there. That's why I stopped the list at. I believe that all of these guys are better than all of them. All of them. Because some of those guys can actually play defense. And some of them who can't play defense at that level, what they give you on the offensive side, the premium they give you on the offensive side with the playmaking is much, much greater than what LeBron gives you in an NBA game. And you just need to look at the impact of his games, of him playing. All of those other guys impact winning. LeBron doesn't. That's another difference. Joker does. Giannis does. Luka does. Joel Embiid does when he's healthy. Joel Embiid, he led the year before he won the MVP. The year before he won the MVP. This year, if he was healthy, some people were going to say he was going to win the MVP. So you have him. You have SGA, who some people are saying should have won the MVP. You have Anthony Edwards, who people are saying is probably the best player in the world, or the best American player, whatever. That's what they were saying, right? And he's another player. All of these guys are just listed. Their production leads to actual victories. You have him. You have John Morant. When he's playing and he's healthy, his team is always good, the Memphis Grizzlies. Jason Tatum, his team was the best team in the Eastern Conference. And they made quick work of the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. You have Anthony Davis, who I believe is the Lakers' best player, one of the most versatile players in the NBA. Jaylen Brown, well, all Jaylen Brown is just the Finals MVP. Then you have LeBron, then you have the Kevin Durant. But look, Nick Wright is looking at this thing from an Olympics team that is highly based on politics more than actual basketball. A lot of what you're seeing going on right now with the Olympics and the marketing with the team, it's all politics and marketing. It's all politics and marketing. Very little to do with actual basketball. And the evidence is in the fact that when they had to replace Kawhi Leonard, they didn't bring in the Finals MVP. That should tell you everything you need to know about this Olympics team. They didn't even consider Kyrie Irving. They didn't even look in his direction. But What you're seeing is supposed to indicate who the best players in the world. Let's stop. When the real competition begins, when the NBA season begins, it is clear to see who the best players in the world are. But this is Nick Wright for you, man. This is just Nick Wright. Just up there twerking it up all over the place, knocking over drinks, pouring honey all over the table. Just basically causing a mess, running through the woods with his torch, hollering, screaming, fighting bears for honey, wrestling jars of honey out of bears' hands in the woods. Just all kind of crazy nonsense. It's Nick Wright for you. So the question I have for you is simply this. Who do you have as the best ranked player who's the best American NBA player, number one, and number two, who's the best player in the world? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.